Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Ola Follow, and we're still learning Alpine.Js. Okay, remember in the last class we showed how to use drop downs. Okay, we did drop downs in the last class, so now we're going to use sidebars, or we want to implement sidebars. I'm going to show you how to implement a sidebar. Okay, I'm going to show you how to implement sidebar. Okay, remember we're using Tailwind CSS, so I'm going to show you a little bit of Tailwind. But remember also, I think there's a lot of remembers, but remember also again that we are focused on implementing Alpine.Js and not CSS, not actual CSS. Okay, so I'm going to try and make it as fine as I can within the tutorial time frame. So we will actually be focusing on Alpine.Js and not CSS. Okay, so that said, we have our blank page, but we want a template actually. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use dashboard template. Okay, I'm going to use dashboard template, and I'm going to just pick on one template. Okay, can we use this one? Can I? Okay, so we're going to use this dashboard template. Okay, so now we have that. Remember, all you need to do first of all, what you need to do first of all is be sure you are linking your CSS and your Alpine.Js. Okay, so we're just gonna do that, but first of all, I need to put in my HTML structure, which will only be a minute. Okay, so that's that. We've linked our files to Tailwind CSS and Alpine.Js. So I'm just gonna copy this and link it. I haven't linked it. I thought I linked it. How could I? Hola. Okay, so I haven't linked it, but I've linked it now. Okay, so it should work right now. And here we have it. So just ignore this one. We're not using this for anything. Okay, just ignore that. So we want to focus on our sidebar. So how do we implement our sidebar? Now I'm thinking I want something to show from the left here, from this area, right? Something to come out, maybe something like this, right? This card here, but it comes up on the left like a sidebar, all right? I don't want it to affect this, all this right here. I don't want it to affect it. So that means I need to put it on top of this, right? Okay, so how do I do that? Okay, we're gonna use obviously Tailwind. Okay, so where do I want to start from? I want to start from here. I'm going to give it my own. I don't need all this. I'm going to give it my own musical now. So create a div. In my div, I'm going to have a class in my div, and then I'm just going to say, you know what? Give me a width of 50, and I need a height. I need a full height, right? Okay, and also give me what's it called? Give me a background of white. This is why Tailwind is so awesome, because I don't know if we need to go to a style script. I don't need to look up maybe Bootstrap utilities or something, or Bootstrap templates. I don't need to do that. I can just start coding and designing and styling right there on one page, right on my HTML page. So it's really slick. It's really fine. It's really superb. I don't have to have multiple CSS files. This is just all I need. So yeah, really nice to have Tailwind. Okay, so now this is P3 is padding. I'm giving a padding of 3. Okay, now let's see something before we proceed. Now how does it look? So you can see it is on top here, right? There's nothing in it. Let me write something. Let's say hey, right? Remember, HTML is kind of a forgiving language, so you can actually just write hey without wrapping it in an element, and then you still get what you wanted. Okay, so you see here now. Now the reason why it's here, and the reason why it's here and not on top, remember we want it to come up from the top to the bottom, right? It's because they are on the same plane, let's say on a 3D spectrum, right? Is it 3D spectrum? 3D axis, let's say, you have X, Y, and then you have Z, right? But it's not on top, it's they're sharing the same level, so it cannot go over this one. So what we want to do now, we want to raise this guy up. We want to raise it up so that it won't affect the one on the bottom, so it can just seamlessly be on top of it and not affect anything, right? Okay, so that's what we want to do. So how do we do that? Well, there's a simple way in Alpine. We just say absolute. That's like position absolute, right? There's also position relative, so it depends on what you want to do. So let me just show you briefly. I think I should have it. Okay, yeah, I have it here. So these are the positions. You have position static, position fixed, position absolute right here, and that's what we did here. Absolute. These are the classes. So that's what we did. So in your spare time, please look it up. Please check it, learn it. There's some awesome things with Tailwind. Okay, so we have this now. Let's see how it looks like on our screen. Okay, I'll refresh, and voila, you can see that it's here and it's on top of it, right? That's what you can. Okay, so let me. You can see that it's on top of it, right? You can't see the dashboard. It's not complete, right? That's because this is taking the entirety of it. All right, so we already have that. Okay, you know what? Let me change the background color to what now? To gray. Let's see. Let me change the background color to gray, so you see what I'm talking about. Let's say gray 500. So you see what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can see now this is the line, this is the sidebar that we want to achieve. This is what we want to do. Okay, good stuff. So moving back to our styling, we're still styling our CSS. So now that I have this, I'm going to wrap this now in another div. It depends on you, it depends on how you want to do yours, but I want to wrap it in another div. Okay, wrap it in another div, and say what now? Okay, sorry, I need another div here. I'm gonna have it on another div, and here I'm gonna put a list, right? I'm gonna put a list here, but what do I want to do especially? What do I want to do? Okay, you know what? Instead of writing our list, ordered unordered list and everything, why don't we just use the card? Why don't we just use this card right here? This one that's already been done for us. Why don't we just use this, okay? And then try and put it here instead, okay? So let's do that. So I'm gonna look for it. Profile. Okay. So this is it. This is what I need right here. Right? Yep, this is what I need right here. So I'm just gonna take this and where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I hope this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So I'm gonna take this right here and then I'm gonna paste it up. I'm gonna paste it here. And then I'm going to remove some things because I don't need the classes that has already been given to it. So I'm just going to take out some classes from it. Okay. So all this now, I don't need this. So I'm just gonna say give it a margin at the top of 3, and then give it a X padding, that is horizontal padding of 1, and then we're gonna space it. We're going to space the list, right? We're going to space the list. So this is a feature where for Tailwind where you're able to space the list, and then I'm going to remove all these other things because I do not need them. Alright, I don't need all this, so I'm going to take them away. Okay. Same thing here in the anchor, I don't need all this as well. So I'm just going to take this, I'm just going to take all this. Alright, let's see what we have. Let's see what we have now. Okay, this is better. Wouldn't you agree? This is better, right? But I want it to. It's too dark. It's too dark. Let's take it back to. Take it back to. Should we say 900? Okay, let's say 900. Let's say go at 900. And let's just see how that looks. Oh, it's dark. It's too dark. I changed the wrong thing. Sorry. This is where I'm supposed to change. All right, this is much better. Okay, so we're going to use this, and now that we have our sidebar, right? But the thing now is, I want to be able to click on something here. Let's say we want to put a button just by the side of your profile to close it, right? Let's see if we can achieve that. So that the idea is when I click on it, I want the sidebar to disappear, right? Okay. So let's implement the button now. Let's create that button. Okay. So what do we need to do first of all? So first of all, now I'll probably wrap this in a div because I want to put a button on it, right? So I want it to be one entity. All right. So I have that. Definitely now I'm going to style it, and I'm going to say I'm going to give it an inline flex, right? Because I want it to be side by side as much as it can be. So I'm going to give it an inline flex. Then I'm going to set a content around. So I think I want to put them in the middle, as in horizontally in the middle. Okay. So let's see how that works. Now then my button now. Okay, my button. I'm gonna make the button a span so it tries to fit on the side better. And I'm gonna put the button inside of it. Alright, so I have a button, so let's just put an X there, so like a close. So when I click X, I want it to close, okay? So that's what we want to achieve. So we should start our button right now. I give a block, then let's set a background for it. Gray. I'm just trying to stick with the consistency we have already. The border radius so it's more rounded. Okay, so give it a border radius, and let's say padding X, so it has more space in between, so I'm just going to give it padding of X, and then a vertical padding of 1, just pad it to a little bit, and then push it again to the right just a little. Okay, let's see what we have now, and then I know what else to do from there. Okay, so we have our button right here now. It's looking fresh, he's enjoying himself. Okay, so let's check it out now. Now what else can we do now? It's not, is it very centered? I'm not sure. I think it's shifted a bit. It's not centered in the middle. Like I said, this is not a CSS focused tutorial, but I'm going to try and make it as good as I can. Okay, let's see. I'm curious to find out. Okay. Okay, it's better. You can see it hovers now. Why don't we do that for all this, right? Wouldn't that be nice? So let me do that. Let me do that for this as well. So this guy is right here. I'm just gonna copy. Just the hover I need now. I just don't need this. I just need the hover. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. And I'm gonna put it here, right? And then we'll see how it is for them. Let's see how it looks for them. Okay. Awesome, awesome. This is nice. This is nice. Okay, this is nice. Now let's do a little bit more styling. I'm not sure I appreciate the way it is here right now. So I'm gonna do a little bit more styling to just to get it to to be better. Alright, so let's see now what can we do to be nice. Okay, so we have this now. We've achieved this. Alright, so I want it to be that when I click on this, I'm clicking on it, you just can't hear me. Should I change to my mouse? Okay. When I click on this, right, I want this to disappear, right? So I'm going to put an event listener. I'm going to put an event here, a click event on this button, that when I click on it, this whole div here, this whole sidebar, hide it. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so first of all, I need to what's it called now, define my Alpine state. So I'm going to say x data. I'm going to say x data. What do I say? Okay. Do I need this? No, I don't need this. I want to say x data and what's it called? Let's call it sidebar. Okay. Let's call it sidebar, and then we're going to set it to false. Right. So by default, it's going to be hidden. So I'm going to set the sidebar, set it to false. Oh no, let's not put it here. So I'm going to remove this here and place it on top here. And the reason why I'm placing it here is because when we're going to have our button or whatever we're going to do to show this block of code, right? If we're going to have something to show this block of code, I need the this Alpine state to be higher up, so it covers the other div that I'm going to put it, because definitely I cannot put it in this block of code here, right? So that's why I'm putting it here at the top. So wherever I'm going to put it, it's going to cover it. So that's why I'm putting it at the body tag or the body element. Okay. All right. So I've done that. So what do we need to do now? Let me hide it. So this is the button, right? So I'm gonna say at click, right? So once you click on this, I'm gonna say at click, set sidebar equals to 2. Let's use that. So set sidebar equals to 2. Oh no, set sidebar equals to false, because I want to close it. So set sidebar equals to false, and then let's set it to 2 here, so you can see it close. Okay. So where is the sidebar? This is the sidebar. So I'm going to put X show here, because this is the whole thing I want to show or hide in the first place. So I'm going to say X show, and this is sidebar. Okay, so let's refresh. Alright, if I click on the button, it hides. You see that? But I can't show it now. There's no way for me to show it unless I refresh. So if I refresh the page, it shows, and when I click on it, it goes away. But I want something to make it show. So you know what? Let's use this logo here and use it as a click event. So if I click on this logo, I want it to show. Okay. So does that make sense? All right. So let's do that. Now I have to look for that logo first of all. Guys, I think this is the first image. I think this is it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a click event here and say add click. Um, I'm gonna say add click. What's it called now? Sidebar. Set sidebar. Set sidebar equals to 2, right? So that means at this top now, where I define my Alpine state, I'm gonna set it to false. Okay. All right. So let's see how it is now. Okay, it's hidden. I click on the button, it shows. You see it, and it doesn't affect the other elements or stuff behind. It just comes on top and it fills the whole screen. I click on it, it closes. I click on this, it opens. I click this, it closes. If I click on this, it opens. Click, it closes. All right. Okay. So now I want to say, okay, what if I click on this now and I just want to click outside and I want it to go away, right? This is how you can do that. Supposed to put it here. Supposed to put it on the sidebar. So if I click away from the sidebar, I want you to hide the sidebar. So I'm going to click sidebar and then say set sidebar to false. Okay, does that make sense? Alright, so let's see it. So I refresh, I click on sidebar, it shows me sidebar. If I click outside now, it hides. You see it? So that means I don't always have to click on this X to close it. I can just come out and click on it and it disappears. So imagine doing this with Alpine. We barely written any line of code. Or actually we've written like, I don't know, some lines of code. So lines of Alpine code, let's say about 4 or 5 to achieve this. So this is really incredible. It's really nice. But I don't like the way it just shows up. Okay, can we do something about it? Can we make it, you know, can we give it some flair, make it look nice or nicer, right? So what we can do, just like the way I showed you for this box the last time, we're going to implement our transition. Okay, so here now we're going to implement our transition, and then I'm going to say, hold on, let me style this properly, or rather let me arrange this properly, not exactly sure. Okay, so I'm going to put X transition here, and let's see, transition dot duration and dot, let's say 500 milliseconds, right? And let's see. So I'm giving it a transition time of 500 milliseconds. So I'm saying delay for this long. Okay, so let's see it work. Okay, so if I click on it, you see how it takes its time to come. You see how it goes. But you notice something, it's not coming from the top. It disappears. It leaves the top when it comes in, and when it goes out, it leaves the top, and then when it comes in, it's going back to the top. I don't want that, so let's add another attribute. Now you might not know this, but in Alpine, you have what's it called? You have transitions. That you have different types of transition. Okay, so we're going to scale it. We're going to use origin to scale it. Now it says here to customize the origin scale transition, you use origin, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And then this is what we're actually going to do. We're going to say origin top left. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to come here and say, let me put it here, and then origin top left. Okay, so let's see how it is now. You see it? So now it's coming from the top and hiding. So it's basically coming from the left. You see that? Let's increase the duration so you can see it very well. So I'm going to say 900 seconds. 900 seconds, sorry, 900 milliseconds. Okay, almost a second. So you can see it very well. Alright, so I click on it. You see how it takes its time. I click away, and then it goes out. Alright, so that is the awesome power of Alpine.Js. I hope you liked the video. I hope you really learned. You notice I took out time to make sure I showed you a little bit of Tailwind CSS, showed you how I did the sidebar, because I'm realizing that okay, maybe I just jump into it and you didn't really see the CSS part of it, you're only seeing Alpine. So I took out time to show you Alpine. Took out time to show you Tailwind CSS. Okay, so if you like the video and you want to see more, or you know someone who can benefit from this, please like, please share, please subscribe. And if you have any issues, you're working on it and you're running into an issue, please let me know in the comments below. And then if you like what I'm doing as well, please let me know in the comments below. Okay, this is Ola Follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.